Sagittarius, welcome to your Sagittarius October 2021 reading and forecast. It's great to see you and I hope you're doing well. Much love and affection to the subscribers. Always good to see you. Now, I don't normally say this because I know that you're intelligent and you know how YouTube works, but if you do like what you see here in this video, please smash the like button. Share it with your friends, and if you're here for the first time and enjoy it, hit the subscribe button and you'll get it delivered to you every month. And people do say that these readings are unlike any others that are on the internet, so let's see if we can keep that as the normal state of play. Now, by the way, I've done a lot of readings for Sagittarians over the last few weeks, and if you'd like to have a private reading with me, just check out the information that's in the description box below. It's simple to do. Now, let's take 5 cards, shall we? This is a deck that you probably haven't seen much of, actually. It's 5 of Wands. It's an older deck. It's one which I've had for many years, and get 8 of Wands and get a great degree of there's the Emperor right in the middle, and get a great degree of accuracy with. So I think that you'll find that this is there's the Magician. What a fascinating position for that Magician to be in there underneath that 5 of Wands. And finally, there's the Ace of Wands. And so, why don't you come now and sit down next to me? We'll have a good close look at the cards together while I do the reading for you. There now, can you see those? This is such a great spread. All the fire everywhere for the fire sign. Let's have a look at this first card here. What a tremendous month this looks like it's going to be for you. Let's have a look at this Ace of Wands. Well, the scepter was only a symbol of their power. Well, the Ace of Wands, the Lord of the root of power of fire. I think the people important to you during this period will be another fire sign, being Leo. Plus, interestingly, I think Virgo and Cancer as well. This symbolizes the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Now, the astrological signs are with qualities of depth, and those depths are which you'll have from those signs. Aries will give you leadership and desire, Leo, character and energy, and your fire sign of Sagittarius, insight and philosophy. High, strong energy here for you, transformation, a creative spark or a new project coming in here. Definitely a new start of some sort. A passionate union may well be on the cards. Vital life forces are surging here. Now, if all obstacles are out of the way, renewal in all areas and levels of life for you takes place. The revitalizing power fills your entire being with new light. Now, it is important for the free-flowing energies to have a creative outlet. A creative outlet for you. You can use the energy only if you have a virtuous goal towards which you can direct it. And I think this card might have something to say about a goal needing to be virtuous, but we'll see it next. The next step after releasing the blocks is to find the right framework in which to set this energy to work. You are full of power and energy. Engage fully in discovering where and how you can and want to use it. I think this really represents a time in your life when you have a breakthrough moment of insight and feel inspired and motivated to move your life forward. A big opportunity is opening up for you. You have the possibility, because aces are about possibility, of tapping into your latent potential, really using the forces within you. It's the perfect time to draw upon your imagination and make your dreams happen. Now, spiritually, this may well be a time to rewrite your life. there could well be a deep spiritual desire for self-discovery, and this can apply to somebody who is 60 as much as 16. What attracts you to doing it the most? What gives you the most pleasure? In what framework could you realize your dreams? Say to yourself during this period, I express my energy and power openly. Let's have a look, shall we, at this card, which is really paired with that Ace of Wands, is this card here, the Magician. Let's see what the Magician has to say to you for this month here. Hello, Magician, how are you going? Look, make no little plans. They have no magic to stir people's blood. Make big plans. Aim high in hope and work. Now, the Magician is cunning and a crafty master of time and space. His sovereignty is born of blood, fire, and spirit. He walks the forgotten pathways between the worlds and uses his specialized skills to alter reality to his vision. No person, place, or thing can withstand the power of his manipulations should he decide to focus his attention. Now, while the Magician can be a powerful ally, one must take great care to see the truth but behind his conjurings. The Magician's plans are often complicated, and his goals can be far from aligned with your own. Many are the unfortunates who discover too late his deception and must suffer the consequence of his betrayal. Now, that comes about when you seek to manifest things, but your goal is not virtuous. He is saying to you, and it teams with that ace, doesn't it, that this is a time when you've got the ability to do things, but it is important that you have a virtuous goal, that it comes from a good heart. Now, I call him the Magus of Power. There's a great degree of the planet Mercury around here. It's a time in your life to create something and bring it to fruition. Anything that you wish. You have a strong desire to begin something new. This energy here is about manifesting your good by using the tools that you have. Focus on a specific goal. Have good motives and intentions, and it will happen. Now, Mercury is the planet around here, as I say. In his duality, Mercury stands for truth and falsehood. He brings all set ideas and judgments into question, which often makes him appear in a questionable light himself. As a creative creature, he knows no conscience. He uses all tools, all methods to arrive at his goals. The temptation to misuse his talents is great. His ability and skill lend him superiority and power is really here for you this month. Mercury moves on the narrow border between white and black magic. This means he needs constant self-examination. He can use his talents in a self-seeking manner or in the service of love and light. You will have, I think, a great sense of timing and flexibility in all aspect of communications during this period. Mercury, of course, is the great communicator. You may well find that you're gifted in the visual arts. Now, this doesn't just mean painting or pottery or things like that, but it can also relate to makeup, fashion, hair, design in general. It could mean beautifying the surroundings in your home. It can even extend to cooking, because there's a very visual aspect to cooking, isn't there? Or you could be looking at things around your place of living, such as plant life and things like this. I think music is going to be very important to you during this time. Yeah. You'll have a good ability to see people's communication patterns. Communication is going to be a high priority for you during this period. You have at your disposal brilliant capabilities which you should share with other people. One important task is to find or create the proper surroundings for your activities. In what areas lie your talents? With what methods and in what surroundings can you pass them on or share them? Visualize your ideal area of activity. Describe it in detail to yourself. Think upon it. See it happening before you go to sleep at night. And say this to yourself: I create magic when I use my inherent gifts and talents. I honor the resources of skilled communication which are within me. The full expression of my creative potential fulfills me and makes me happy and satisfied. You know, the interesting thing is here, I'm just looking at these two cards, and let me put them together with each other. They really, this Ace of Wands for you in this month and this Magician on that bottom row there together, they have this to say to you: there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you think you are a great deal less. You are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you see in the world is your idea about it. Life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud. Words have power, and they reverberate all throughout eternity. A word becomes an action, and if you are going to do it, then start and go all the way. Do it, do it, do it. Seize the opportunity which stands before you now. Rejoice in it, and let no power on earth take it from you. Very, very strong energy coming in there. Let's have a look now. There may be, as there is always for the ambitious, competition. And let's have a look at this card here. I think it might speak of some degree of competition. Let me see. This Five of Wands, oh boy, even though we could not see him, we felt our enemy's presence. This is Saturn, the planet Saturn, in the first decan of Leo, 23rd of July to the 2nd of August. Now, Saturn and Leo don't really get on with each other. Leo likes to be creative and express itself, while Saturn is cold, dense, and wants to set boundaries and limits as a general rule. Now, Leo, of course, is one of your sister fire signs, and it's in a suit of fire, being the suit of wands. And with this number 5 here, I have a mystical association with the planet of Mars, which itself is full of fiery, aggressive energy. And what happens here is that Saturn comes into the picture and tries to dampen down all of this fire energy. So there is astrological discord here. There's a feeling of restriction, perhaps, that you have at a time, or some unfulfilled desire. It might be that there is some degree of vain striving for things. This energy signifies a general condition in which your creative power of the lion, being the Leo aspect, is blocked, and that comes from Saturn. Now, because the free flow of energy is greatly restricted, incidentally though, this is a minor thing because it's sitting on this magician, being the major arcana, is sitting below it, so it's weakening this. But I'm expressing the energy that's coming through to you for your benefit, so that if you do feel these things, you'll know what they are and they don't take you by surprise. Now, there may well be that. Well, I'm just trying to think of what was my train of thought. I was talking about Saturn blocking the creative power that's within you. Now, because the free flow of energy is greatly restricted, perhaps, it could begin to stagnate. Now, this concentrated charge of energy may strive vainly to find a possibility for expression. Life becomes a burden. This is not going to continue for you, incidentally, because you have the Emperor attached to it as well. But you know what I do think? I do think that you could find during the period here that you could become in the middle of a conflict, tension, or a competition, and that may be impacting, not destroying, but impacting your ability to move forward with your goals. Now, sometimes conflict, of course, can be positive because it makes you stronger, it makes you adaptable, it makes you smarter, it makes you, like the magician, more cunning in how to go about achieving what you want. Now, I think this energy here can often point to competition with people who have a similar quality, who do have similar qualities and experiences as yours. They may be as attractive as you are. They could have the same experience that you do. They could have a similar resume to that of yours, and you're in some competition with them. Now, you may not have had to face the fire of competition before, but now you will learn what it means, and more particularly, what it requires. In this situation, the danger of resigning yourself or just giving up can sometimes be great. Now, you don't do that, because what's Saturn? Saturn in Leo, remember. Saturn is reminding you that all things must be taken care of step by step. But don't let yourself be overwhelmed. Always look again to the flames of the suit of wands and to the fire in your own sign. They burn on despite impediments. Certainly, I think because this card has turned up and drawn by you first, it says to me that you are ready to face the situation and do something about it. Now, what insurmountable obstacles seem to stand between you and the realization of your goals? How does the mountain of duties and tasks which stand before you look right now? Just go step by step. Take everything a little easier. Say to yourself, I am more and more capable now of expressing my feelings and my creative work. Bring on the competition, because I am up for the contest. Now there's another wands card here. His column is wands and his top row is wands. Fascinating. This has got a lot of fire around it as well, but let's deal with this. This is the 8. Now the 8 of wands, come here, 8 of wands. Well, really, it looks like a picture of ecstasy, doesn't it? This is for me the Lord of Swiftness. Now Mercury as the planet is here again, and this time ruling the first decan of your sign, Sagittarius, 23rd of November to the 2nd of December. Now, as we discussed earlier, Mercury is the planet of communication, and Sagittarius has the swiftness of the arrow, and this is going to produce within you something of a restless intellect, I think. If you state your own standpoint openly, directly, and clearly, Any hindrances can be transformed. Misunderstandings yield to clarity. You have found your own inner center and can present your position with emphasis and openness. A problem which has appeared insurmountable, probably coming up with his thoughts of this Five of Wands here. Well, what happens now is that it fades meaninglessly into the background because of your clarity. And if you overcome the tendency to hesitate and are prepared to call disturbing influences by name, you rob them of their power to restrict and hinder you. This is really much a strike while the iron is hot energy here. You should understand that you now can transform any situation, problem, or obstacle by taking swift action with direct communication to resolve it. This really highlights the need for clear communication to manifest the things that you want in your life. This energy talks about refinement of the Wands energy here, and therefore the requirement to be specific and focused in your communications. And it also means that you need to be clear with other people in order to manifest things for the highest good. You can expect to be busy, I think, as this card has a lot of energy propelling you towards your goals. You may quickly complete a project that is underway. Now, determine where your energy is going to be directed. Don't scatter it at this time. Focus it like the arrow of Sagittarius, and then get on with it. The moment has come for you to define where you stand. If you are open and remain centered, misunderstandings will be cleared. Is there anyone to whom you do not dare to openly state where you stand? Use this opportunity to open yourself up more to those people who mean something to you. Talk to them. My openness and self-confidence opens the hearts of those I love. Well, let's see, where are we now? Let's have a look to see what there is. We've covered everything. We're only why does it not surprise me then that this should be the central energy of the card, all about ambition, all about power for you during this period, and all those other cards were leading up to it, weren't they? Here is the thing, though, about ambition. There needs to be a good spiritual and social purpose to be obtained by the pursuit of ambition. Because I think it was Machiavelli who said that he who, blinded by ambition, raises himself to a position where he cannot mount higher, must thereafter fall with the greatest loss. So don't be blinded by ambition. Be ambitious, but not over-ambitious. The Emperor here casts his gaze across the land and wonders, will I be remembered when I'm gone? Logic, sovereignty, and self-control are the subjects of his realm, and those who come before the Emperor would be wise to arm themselves with those virtues. To oppose the Emperor is to do so at great risk. While his reluctance to pick up the sword may be perceived as weakness, his enemies soon learn that his action is always decisive and his victory absolute. Now, the astrology of this card placed where it is for me Mars ruling Aries with the Sun exalted. I call him the Son of the Morning, chief among the mighty. The Sun is exalted. And Mars in Aries. There's therefore a combination of energy with the Sun exalted in its most material form, with the idea of authority being around it. So I think that you may well find that you are primarily concerned with power or control over other people or over yourself. You will be a natural leader and organizer during this period, and you'll have great willpower and judgment which you gained as a result of your life experience to date. Now, you will have success, but that success will need to be acquired as a result of discipline and application. You will think very rationally during this period. Interestingly, and this is not necessarily always you, but I think that status is going to be important to you, as is material security and stability. Now, I have to say that you may well be quite volatile and fiery during this period, and not necessarily passive at all. This is talking about somebody here who is a leader, an initiator, creative wisdom, great leadership qualities, an urge for action, even adventurousness. It's very good for fathers as well, very good for fathers or people dealing with sons. Now, the other things that are going to be arising in your life are order, structure, great degree of ambition, as I say, and you'll be quite firm with yourself and other people, I think. Yeah. So you're going to be active. You're going to make things happen. You'll be interested in, well, I was going to say be interested in discipline, but that might be taken the wrong way. I think what is necessarily also going to be the case is that as long as your powers are used for transformation and new beginnings, their effect is going to be beneficial. But beware of using them to just preserve the status quo. This is a really good moment for a change or a new beginning for you. Trust your energy and move with it. What revitalization does your life need? Are there steps you would like to take to change it? Examine yourself critically, especially with regard to your relations with subordinates or superiors in any workplace, and say, I enjoy initiating projects. I value and honor my leadership ability. I am a responsible person. I trust my power. I rule by serving. I serve by ruling. Well, great set of cards for you this month. What a good job, Sagittarius. That's the way it is for you. Well, there you go, the month of October. Wasn't that fascinating? I thought it was fascinating anyway. I think it's going to be a great month for you. Things happening, things moving forward, things cleaning out inside, making you bigger, stronger, faster, and ready to take on the world, leading up into this season come. Now, until then, though, and until next month's reading, there's one thing that I want you to remember, and remember this always, and it is that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.